આપણે આજના મેર મહિનો અને મેર રોજનો કાર્યક્રમ શરૂ કરીએ છીએ. અમારી દિન જરતોસ્તી ના ગીતથી શરૂઆત કરીશું. पैगाम परवर तणो लावी अशोधर दोष फैलावी हमारी दीन जरदोसी हमारी दीन जरदोसी हमारी दीन जरदोसी जगत मां शेष मनाई छे हमारी दीन जरदोसी. अशोई पर रजाई छे सदा सत कर सफाई छे जगत मां शेष मनाई छे हमारी दीन जरदोसी हमारी दीन जरदोसी हमारी दीन जरदोसी जगत मां शेष मनाई छे हमारी दीन जरदोसी. धीरे साजे नाने के भान हमेशा संग को आसान बसानो पुत्र कृष्णान हमारी दीन जरदोसी हमारी दीन जरदोसी हमारी दीन जरदोसी जगत मां शेष मनाई छे हमारी दीन जरदोसी. मनशनी न्यारी प्रवशनी एकमती भारी मनशनी न्यारी प्रवशनी एकमती भारी पुनशनी ते जगे यारी हमारी दीन जरदोसी हमारी दीन जरदोसी हमारी दीन जरदोसी जगत मां शेष मनाई छे हमारी दीन जरदोसी.
Respected Chairman Trustee of the M. J. Wadia Fire Temple Trust, Mr. Kersi Limatwala, his co-trustees, Mrs. Firoza Khan, Mr. Hanos Patel, Structured Religious Course Director, Erwa Dr. Ramya Karanjia, M. J. Wadia Agyari Panthaki, Mr. Kersi Bhada, my entire family of SRC participants and the audience present here, a very, very happy Marian Parab to one and all. Has it ever happened to you that you hear a song in the morning and way after the song is over, you still keep humming the same line repeatedly till a very, very disgusted daughter says, "Mom, either you move ahead with the song or you change the song altogether." So what is so catchy about the song? Is it the tune or is it some melody or some memory attached to the song, or are they the words of the song? Well, it could be anything. Fact remains, words are very important. Ladies and gentlemen, the MJ Warrior Fire Temple Trust has immense pleasure in welcoming you all to our function, the theme of which is words, the power of the spoken word. Words are an important tool in the process of human evolution. They are as important as silence. Both run parallel, but both can leave us speechless. So let us break the silence with a wonderful melodious song by Mr. Virat Darawala, along with his team of SRC participants, Mrs. Parvez Khan, Nilufar Dastoor, Roshni Vatsha, and Azmin Kasat. And your whole team. According to Paramhansa Yogananda, making others happy through kindness of speech and sincerity of right advice is a true test of greatness. So when we communicate, we have to be mindful about our tone, our body language, not just what we talk, but how we talk. Because words make us or they can break us. It is rightly said, words and hearts need to be handled with care because words once spoken and hearts once broken are hardest to repair. We now request our chairman trustee, Mr. Kersi Limatwala, to give us his take on the power of the spoken word.
Good evening, Vala Amdino. Respected Edward Dr. Ramya Karanjia, our Agyari manager, Edward Kersi Bada, and my co-trustees. And as Roxanne rightly mentioned, the MJ Wadia family. We have selected the power of spoken word today. If you realize, ladies and gentlemen, right from the time we get up in the morning to the time we go to bed, we talk and speak. We know that words can be pleasant and can please people, and they can also hurt people. But there are more potent words, the words which you find in scriptures. You have the slokas, you have the mantras, then you have the namaz, and of course we have our avastha prayers. So, what makes the words so special? It is said the words create vibration and energy. And this is the theme of today, the power of words. Ladies and gentlemen, this universe is of matter and energy. It's of matter and energy. And both this matter and energy is interchangeable. We are all connected in this world through matter and energy. Whether it's innate or whether it's live, we are all connected in this universe. The power which makes the sun glow, the power, the energy which makes the tides move, it is the same power and energy which makes your heart beat. The same matter and energy which you find in the planets and in the galaxy. The same hydrogen is there in your cells. The same oxygen is there in your lungs. And the same carbon is there in your bones. So we are all connected in this entire universe. And we could say that we are in the universe and the universe is in us. So, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about this, we are not talking this from a spiritual point of view, but we are also talking about this from a scientific point of view. What I said just now has been scientifically proved. Many of you all are aware of the experiments done by Einstein of matter and energy, his famous formula of E is equal to cm2, the quantum theory. We are all aware of that, some of us. And science backs spirituality. That is what the quantum theory has today arrived at. That it is not just mumbo jumbo and spirituality that we talk about, but it is all backed by science. Now, we, as I said, matter and energy. We are all aware of the matter because we can see it, but we remain oblivious of the energy because we don't see it. But believe me, if you go on the right track to harness the right energy, you will feel its potentiality, its subtle presence, and as I said, its enormity. But, ladies and gentlemen, energy can be good and bad. As we know, there is Ahriman and there is Spentamine. So, energy is good and bad. It all depends what type of energy you want to harness. And if you are trying to harness the good energy, good energy around will support you and get attracted towards you, and vice versa. So we have to be very careful of the words that we speak. Coming back to the power of word. As I said, we have to be very, very careful of the words that we speak because it creates an energy, it creates a vibration. As I said, good or bad. But then, words by itself are not enough. The words have to be backed by the right thoughts, by the right emotions, the right intentions, and the right action. Otherwise, you can keep on muttering and uttering, and you will not find its efficacy. Furthermore, we are very careful of the words that we speak and the actions that we do because the world is watching us. But we think that as far as our thoughts are concerned, as far as our intentions are concerned, we are only privy to that. Nobody else knows what is going on in my mind. But when we are talking of the energy level, your thoughts, your intentions also create a vibration. And again, this is not what I am saying. This has been scientifically proved. There is a Japanese scientist, Dr. Masaru Emoto. He did an experiment in 1994. Some of you all may be aware of it. He told his students, get 6 glasses, and he filled those 6 glasses with water. Then he told his students, you emit negative words, thoughts, emotions to these 3 glasses filled with water. And you emit good words, good thoughts, good intentions, good emotions. Or I'm sorry, bad thoughts, bad words, bad thoughts, and bad intentions to these other 3 glasses. So there are these 3 glasses which had all the good thoughts and words which were emitted to them, and there were these other 3 glasses which were all the bad. Then all those 6 glasses were frozen. All those 6 glasses were frozen. And at the end of it, when it was examined through a microscope, the water which had frozen in those 3 positive energy glasses were in a beautiful crystallized form. And the other 3, where there was negative words and thoughts, were dense and ugly form. So this was the experiment that was done. And as I said, if you consider this, we human beings have 60% water in us, more than 80% water in our brain. And water, as you know, also has memory. So can you imagine how the good words, thoughts, and intentions and emotions can have an effect on your entire body and system. At the same time, those bad thoughts, words, and deeds can have on your entire system. What is it that changes your mood? What is it that changes your emotions? What is it that changes even your appetite? So, as I said, this is the power of words, thoughts, which create the good or bad energy and which is at our disposal, whichever way we want to use it. As I said, this energy is all around us. Its potency is tremendous. You can do anything and everything with the right intentions, always being positive in our outlook. And at the end of it, what you will get is peace, contentment, happiness, and well being, which is the most prized thing in life. And our scriptures are full of such potent words. Edward Ramyar shares all those things with us. And I'm sure most of all, you all also know them. Simple words like our Khodai na 101 Naam, they have got so much potency in them. If you recite them with the right thought and intention, believe me, it can change your life. I'm just giving you a simple example. It can change your life. You don't have to do those long prayers if you say that you don't have the time. Simple, Khodai na 101 Naam. You select some of those words. The words have a meaning. It has an effect on you. It will create that type of energy. Just to give you an example, the first word that you are supposed to recite in the morning, Ya Asato. Ya Asato. which is the 42nd word in our Hodaina Exogram. What does Ya Asato make you? It makes you unconquerable, invincible, totally independent, not dependent on anybody. There is nothing in the world that can harm you. But as I said, just not reciting the word is not enough. You should live your life in that manner. And there are many such other words. I said this word because this is the first word that you are supposed to be reciting the first thing in the morning. You could do it 101 times. And they say that you are supposed to lift your hands when you say these words. Am I right? You are asking Dada or Mazda for those. So, ladies and gentlemen, I could go on and on, but we have a long program and we have to use the words of wisdom from Dr. Ramya Karanjia. I hope I have created the right energy today evening with these words that I have spoken. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Limatwala. It was really lovely. We now have Iran League trophy winners of the Dadar Athornan Institute, Edward Burgess Harda and Delias Pantaki, with a Monachat, taking us back in time when we left Iran.
આજે અમે તમારા સમક્ષ એક મોનાજાત રજૂ કરશું જેનું નામ છે અરબલોકતી. અરબલોકતી હાર પામીને ઈરાનથી અહીં આવ્યા, ઈરાનથી અહીં આવ્યા. ધરમ તના પલટાની વાટે અમને બહુ ગભરાવ્યા, અમને બહુ ગભરાવ્યા. લડિયા જંગ વેદીનત સાથે બાકી ન રાખ્યું કાંઈ. વલુ વતન તજાવી કિસ્મત ખેંચી લાવ્યું આહી. સુંદર આ સંજાન બંદરે અમ સૌને હરખાવ્યા, અમ સૌને હરખાવ્યા. સુધરે કુસ્તી ગિરે બાન છે માઝ બની નિશાની. લડિયા બની બેફામ તે કાજે કીધી હતી કુરબાની. કરીને રક્ષા પાકાતશનું સંભાળી અહીં આવ્યા, સંભાળી અહીં આવ્યા. આતશને ગની પુત્ર ખુદાનો તેને હરદમ નમીએ. તેની રક્ષા પાક અહર્નિશ અગણિત દુઃખો ખમીએ. નૂરી આતશની બલિ દુઆથી સુખમાને મન ભાવ્યા, સુખમાને મન ભાવ્યા. અરબલોકતી હાર પામીને ઈરાનથી અહીં આવ્યા, ઈરાનથી અહીં આવ્યા. ધરમ તના પલટાની વાટે અમને બહુ ગભરાવ્યા, અમને બહુ ગભરાવ્યા. અરબલોકતી હાર પામીને ઈરાનથી અહીં આવ્યા, ઈરાનથી અહીં આવ્યા, ઈરાનથી અહીં આવ્યા.
Thank you, Burgess and Delias. May we request Edward Kersi Bhanda to give a small token of appreciation to Burgess and Delias. we now have a Shahnama recital by Erward Zian Turel, once again an Iran League prize winner and a student of the Dada Rathornan Institute.
આજે હું તમો સમક્ષ એક શાનામું રજૂ કરીશ. બેજનનો જાન બચાવવા પીરાને બેજનનો જાન બચાવવા પીરાને અફરાસ્યાબને કહેલા સખુનો. પહેલા હું પર્શિયનમાં ગાય સમજાવશ. દરખાસ્ત કરદને પીરાન જાને બિઝનરા અઝ અફરાસ્યાબ هنوزان سر تیگ دستان سام همانان آسود اندر نیام که راستم همی سر فشاند زوی بخورشید برکن چکاند زوی برآرام برکی نجوی همی गुलेज़हर बरकी रबुई हमी चे कदर्म सितारा गवाहे मनस बमर्दी जहांजीर पाए मनस अगर खून बीजन बेरीजी बदीन बतूरान बरायद यकी गर्दकीन. હવે હું ગુજરાતીમાં ગાઈ સમજાવીશ. બેજનનો જાન બચાવવા પીરાને અફરાસ્યાબને કહેલા સખુનો. હજૂર તેનો કીનો રુસ્તમ એસામ વિસર્યો નથી તે પૂરો તમામ. હજૂર તેની રુસ્તમ રાખે છે યાદ તુરાનનો લોહી રેડવા થાય છે તે શાદ. કીનો તું શોધી તજે છે આરામ ઝહેરનું તે ફૂલ તું શૂંઘે છે શું કામ. જો બેજનને મારશે ને રેડશે તું લોહી તો તુરાનને નાખશે કીનાથી ધોઈ. વિચાર કે કીનાથી થાશે શું કામ. ઈરાનના શાથી શું જોશે તમામ. બેવડો જો થાશે કીનો એશા તો ટાકી નહીં શકશું થાશું તબા. મુજ કરતા વધુ તું ઓળખે છે ગીવ ને રુસ્તમ જે ધરાવે જ દલેર બહુ જીવ. શિખામન આ બંદાની કરતું કબૂલ છે તારો ગુસ્સો બિલકુલ ફઝૂલ.
Thank you, Zian. May we request Mrs. Feroza Khan to give the small token to Zian, please? Thank you, Feroza. Thank you, Zian. We have all grown up hearing, think before you talk, think before you talk. So in our endeavor to think and talk, bolu, nahi bolu, we sometimes miss the bus. It is so important to say the right words which the opposite person so genuinely needs to hear. Know yourself, get up. Get the courage, go up to the person and tell that person. Supposing I want to tell my dad, I'll tell him, Dad, thank you for everything that you have done for me. I love you. Get that courage and tell the person. Speak while you yet have the time so that tomorrow there is no regret. Two important lessons learned from our next keynote speaker, ever Dr. Ramya Karanja. Lesson number 1, do not react with your words. Wait. Let the difficult phase pass. and then respond if you must. Lesson number 2, speak the right word at the right time. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of welcome for ever Dr. Ramnath.
Thank you, Roxanne, for those kind words and your kindness always. Mr. Kersi Limatwala, Chairman of this program and the Trust, Mrs. Khan, Mr. Mr. Hanos Patel, Edward Kersi Bada, and you, dear ladies, gentlemen, little children, Darius, and all our teachers. Every time in the Mer Mahino Mer Roj program, I first give you a throwback of the past year, and then we move on to the topic of the day. Today is Mer Mahino Mer Roj, we all know Meranganno Parab, and it was decided after some discussion what would be the topic for the day. And with lots of inputs from Roxanne, Darayas, Kersi uncle, and we all discussing, we finally came to the conclusion that we have been thinking about thoughts, we have been thinking about action, we have been thinking about love, we have been thinking about work. Why not about the word? And so it was considered very apt that today we talk about the word, but more about it later. But you know, Mer Mahino Mer Roj, Mer Yazad has got lots of work to do. But one of the work that Mer Yazad does is looks after promise and contracts. And promise and contract is nothing but the spoken word. And spoken word had great sanctity in ancient Iran. That's why it was said that a child was first taught to speak the truth. And another thing about the spoken word was that you should not waste your words, or you should not say anything which is not required. So that's why swearing, sogan khawana, was anathema in ancient Iran. If you are swearing that હું સાચું બોલું છું, આજે બધા ઘણા બચ્ચાઓને આદત છે કસમથી બોલું છું, કસમ ખાઈને બોલું છું. That means that you are not always speaking the truth. કારણ કે you want to show કે હમણાં હું સાચું બોલું છું કારણ કે હું કસમ ખાઉં છું. જ્યારે કસમ ખાયા વગર બોલું તો there is no guarantee કે હું સાચું બોલું છું કે નહીં. So in ancient Iran, even kasam khawanu was considered something bad. But more about the spoken word later on. Last year, we had an in-depth study of Hoshbam in our structured course, the Havan Ge. And the class desired that we go still basic. So we went into the Kasti. We went into Ashem Vau, we went into Yatau Video. We are into Kemna Mazda just now. So just now, in the next structured course, we will take up, finish the Kasti prayers, and then move on to the 5 gays, but quite in depth. And it's a beauty to understand these prayers in depth, because we make sound while praying, but that sound is just at the level of sound. We try to go to the level of understanding in our classes. So congratulations to all participants. Last year, along with the prayers, we were working on the Gatha Ushtavaiti, a very long Gatha. A Gatha about question and answers, where Jarthos Sahib asks questions to Aura Mazda, and Aura Mazda replies in a very, in a way that it still feels that it's still a question. And finally, we talked about one of the greatest Sasanian kings and one of the last great kings of the Sasanian dynasty, Khusru Parviz. We are still talking about him, and he ruled for almost 40 years. So our next 18th structured class will start from 6th April. I'm sorry, some of our participants may not be able to participate. We tried our best to juggle things, but we were not able to fit in. So we are starting from 6th April. Along with our structured classes, the Lalbagh MJ Wadia Agyari Trust also has other classes. One of them, a very popular one, is the one which is run by Erwat Darayas Desai and his team of teachers, the Zoro Kids class. And you see many of their participants here, and you will know what you have learned when we do the quiz. Right, children? Are you ready? Yes, wonderful. So we have Zoro Kids class, and then we have Mr. Yazdi Munsif, who has meditation classes every last Sunday, which still goes on. And we have Monajat classes before the structured course by our very own Viraf Patel, Viraf Daruwala, our teacher who was there last time, Erwat Jamshed Kotwal, is there with us. Jamshed ji, thank you for being with us for so many years. And we also have Mr. Darayas Zainabadi over here, who took the Persian classes for some time. It did not work out well, but we hope that we may continue it in the future. So thank you, Mr. Darayas Zainabadi. Now, structured course. There are some names and some words which are synonymous with this Lalbagh class structured course. Of course, the heart and soul, Mr. Kersi Limatwala is always there. Mr. Kersi Gazar is always there. But there are some people whom I would like to acknowledge, because the rest will be acknowledged by Roxanne later. But Mr. Bomsi Tawadia. Bomsi, you have been capturing the memories of the class like your late father did, and we are very grateful to you. And we are also grateful to Darayas and Roxanne for always being there right since the past 18 years when we had started the classes. Always standing with the class back to back for as long as they are required. Thank you, Roxanne and Darayas. So, first of all, I'll request Mr. Limatwala to honor Roxanne and Darayas, not just with words, but also with an act. Will you please come up on stage, Roxanne and Darayas? And Bomsi, can you please put your camera aside, or you can hang it and please come here for a second. Capture the moment, please. Bomsi. So photographing the photographer, a very special moment. Thank you, all of you. The fees for the classes are 2,000 rupees for an individual and 3,000 rupees when two people are coming together, a pair. Now we move on to the topic of today. Humata Hukta Varshta. I am sure the youngest of the young child has heard these three words. Have you? Have you, all of you? Good, I see a thumbs up. So I am sure these elders have already heard them, but my little children have also heard these words. Humata Hukta Varshta. Good thoughts, good words, good deeds. But when we say these three words, it is at our level. When God says these three words, it means something different. When God says Humata Hukta Varshta, when it's said at the level of the cosmos, what does it mean? Humata at that level means God's thought. And you know what was God's first thought? To create the universe. So at the level of God, what is the good thought? To create the universe. Then a good word was required. And you know what was that good word to create the universe? the Yathavaryo, the Aunavar, because by the vibrations, the sound of Aunavar, the entire universe, the spiritual world, the material world were created from pure light. So that was the Hukta of God. And the Varshta, we are the Varshta. The entire creations, the spiritual and the material creation, is the good deed at the level of God. So, when we say Humata Ukta Varshta, it is good that we have to think good thoughts, speak good words, and do good deeds. But Humata Ukta Varshta, we are just now talking at God's level. Now, as we all know, all religions tell us that all the creations began with a sound. Okay? The Christians have a word in their Bible called Logos. Logos means a word. So the universe began with a word. The Hindus believe that the universe began with the sound, the chanting, the reverberations of the word Om. So, not only creation, we go one step further. Our religion says that this sound of the prayers reverberates in the universe throughout. Jem Mr. Kersi Limatwala kayu, that energy is always there. So that sound energy, whenever Mohammed Sahibs recite the Ijashni, they say a line, Aunem cha vairim freshyamahi, antare cha zam, antare cha ashmanem. Ashem cha vahishtem freshyamahi, antare cha zam, antare cha asmanem. Yenge hatam cha hufrayashtam freshyamahi, antare cha zam, antare cha asmanem. What is zam? Zameen. And what is asman? Asman. So between the sky and the earth, the sound keeps on reverberating. But do we hear it all the time? No, we don't hear it. And why we don't hear it? I'll come to that. So, all creations were created from sound. Okay? So that's why every creation has a certain sound and it resonates with a certain sound. So direct creation no certain vibration hoy. And when that vibration of the creation matches with the sound vibration, then something special happens. And that is what the science of sound is all about. The reverberations of the creation, the vibrations of the creation, and the vibration of the sound, when they match, something magical happens. So, as I said, you don't hear the Yathavarya Ashemvo all the time. But it is there. Why don't we hear it? Why can't we hear it? Because we can't hear everything in the world. You know, there is a limit to our listening. Sound frequency is measured in something called hertz. And the volume of sound is measured in something called decibels. Just now, at least, we don't want to hear the vibrations of the mobile phone. So, all of you may please put it on the silent mode because we don't appreciate that sound, at least till the learned speakers are speaking. Thank you. So, this sound, we human beings can only hear a certain level of the sound. God is very wise. You know what would have happened if we were able to hear all the sound that is there around? Yeah, you know your heart beats. You know when the doctor wears the stethoscope and puts it on your heart or your chest or your back, what does he hear? Heartbeat. And you know it's quite loud when the doctor hears it because of the instrument. Lub dub, lub dub, lub dub, lub dub. Doctor can hear it because it is magnified. We can't hear it just now. Just imagine if I were hearing this 120, 30, lub dub, lub dub, lub dub, lub dub, then we would not have been able to hear anything and we would all have gone crazy. So God in His wisdom has given us certain limitations that you can only hear a certain sound and you can't hear all the sound. But there are certain animals like dogs and whales who can hear sounds which we humans can't hear. There are insects which make sound, which we always can't hear because their level is also above or below us. You know, even our blood gushes in our veins and arteries. And just imagine, have you ever stood near a waterfall? Okay? And you remember the gushing of the water that you hear. Just imagine if you were able to hear sounds of a very high decibel, all of you would be hearing your blood rushing. And not only your blood, the blood of all around you gushing. So what would happen? Crazy. We would have gone crazy. So thank God we cannot hear anything below 20 hertz and above 20 kilohertz, 120 kilohertz. And that is what God's wisdom is all about. Now, Viraf uncle sang with music. The kids sang without music. Once again, words were there, sound is there. We enjoy both of them. Words appeal to our mind, sound appeals at another level, which Kersi's uncle referred to as the emotion. So the sound energy also affects our emotions. Now, it is a fact. You know, light is an energy. We all have heard about this. But sound is also an energy. What is energy? At a physical level, energy is anything that can make some work, can do some work. That is called energy. Now, if sound is harnessed in a proper manner, we can make it work. There are many mothers sitting over here. At the time of pregnancy, there is something called sonography. In the time of sonography, the doctor puts pulses of sound. And that pulses of sound makes an image of the fetus. So that is sound energy working to make an image. Kersi, sir, you also mentioned about an instrument, about the experiment. Like that, there was an instrument called a tonoscope made. Tonoscope is something which gives you the shape of your sound. Like you must be thinking, oh, I koi alphabet banavi tene O M banavi dido, ne A M banavyo. When this tonoscope instrument, when this O is said, and when send is spread on a screen, that O sound will look like an O. That A sound will look like an A. So it's not at random that words have been made. Words have been made with very specific reasons. And today science measures all this. There was a doctor called Fleibog, and he invented a therapy also, Fleibog sound therapy. So with different decibels of sound, he would cure different ailments also. Of course, it did not become very popular, but Fleibog sound therapy is something which is very well known. Today, doctors break kidney stones with sound waves. So sound is something we should not take it for granted, because it is not just our religion which has said that sound is energy, that sound can create or even destroy. Why is all this possible? Because of the vibration of the sound. You know, when soldiers march on a bridge, sometimes the bridges used to break. And they were surprised, why did the bridges break when the soldiers were marching? And they realized that the vibration of the sound of marching and the vibration of the bridge, matter of the bridge, matter of what the bridge was made, coincided. And that's why the bridges broke. And thence, from then onwards, an order was given to troops never to march on bridges. Not, they should go at random, but not march on bridges. So sound can create, sound can destroy. Have you ever heard that a soprano, a type of a singer, when he or she sings at a certain level, they can break a wine glass. You don't try it at home, or you'll break your vocal cords perhaps, because the sopranos are quite trained. But the sopranos, when they sing, they can break a wine glass with their sound. Then there are some Japanese warrior called samurai warriors. So when they shriek, they can break the vein over here. So sound has got some power. Now we come to our religion. Our religion says that Kersi sir again said that prayers have got healing properties. It's correct. It's mentioned everywhere in our prayers that prayers can heal. How does it heal? How do prayers heal? Because the sound vibrations of that prayer are meant to affect our energy body, our chore, and our physical organs. Sound is working at that level. So that's why our prayers, when intoned, they have the power to heal, to help. They also have the power to destroy. What do our prayers destroy? Evil. Areman. Druje Nasu. Angre Mainyu. So all those evil things can be destroyed by sound. Now it is specifically mentioned in the Vandidad that કોઈ ગુજરી જાય ત્યારે આપણે ઘેસાડનું કરીએ છીએ. મોબેદ સાહેબો ઘેસાડનું કરે છે ને ઘેસાડાની અંદર ખાસ અવનવત ગાથો બને છે. Because Aunavad Gathas has many stanzas which are recited twice, thrice, and 4 times. And these stanzas which are recited twice, thrice, and 4 times can break down the Druje Nasu. It has the power to break. So our sound, our prayers are based on that. And not only our religion, other religions, especially the ancient religions like Hinduism, also has this. There is a Veda called Atharva Veda, which has the science of sound in it, and it also says that sound can create or destroy. Our prayer can also cleanse, and that's what our Kasti prayers do. Our Kasti prayers cleanse us, and other prayers also have a habit of the power of cleaning. So what do our prayers do? It can create, it can heal, it can destroy, smite, it can disinfect. So all this is not just out of the blue. Today, as Kersi sir said, science stands behind this. It's not mentioned just in your prayers. It's just not mentioned in the Vandidad or the Gathas. But today science also says that yes, sound has power. Now, what are prayers? All of you do painting in school? Okay. What happens if you take 2-3 bottles of paint and just put it on paper?
Color will mix and form another color.
No, but will there be something beautiful or something ugly? Ugly. Now, what will happen if you dip in your brush and start painting from those very colors? What will happen? Something beautiful will come out. So the same things are there. The colors are there. The paper is there. But if you just use something at random, you won't get something proper, something beautiful. Okay? So that is what our prayers are. Musicમાં બી આપણે ગમે તેમ બધા instruments વગાડીએ, it will not be helpful. But only if musicians properly together play the instruments, it will make sense. So our words of prayers are like that. Okay, I won't go much in detail about here, but our prayer words have got great depth in it. The way every word is made, it's something magical, and that's why it is effective. And do you know that 4 types of words, 4 letters are not used in our prayers? Avastha students will know this. Which 4 letters are never used in our prayers? Yes, absentee? La. Letter La is never used in our Avastan prayers. Then the letter Bha. Then the letter Cha for Chhatri. And finally the letter Jha for Jablu. These 4 letters are never used in the Avasta. Why? Because they must have realized that when these prayers have to be made, they want them to have a proper effect, and these sounds may not be giving that proper effect, so they deleted those sounds. So that's what prayers are. They are an exact science, they are a deep science, and they are not meant at random. It's okay we don't understand prayers, we make an attempt to do them, but your prayers work as sound energy. But as Roxanne and others people said, words also can be used to hurt other people. Words also can be used to make a hurt person comfortable. The choice is ours. So, how you use the word which makes sense. So, here the word is there, the power of the word is there, but it has to reach the mind. Even if I say a bad word in a very nice manner, how does it look? Oh, you idiot! How are you? You're so fine. Will you like it? No. Or if I say, hey, good boy, why are you sitting quietly? No, you say, what is this? He's telling me a good boy, but he's so angry. And when I say some bad word, oh, you're so stupid, so idiot, so nice. So, words reach mind. Words reach your mind, minder. And once it reaches the mind, it has a different effect. So that's why what Roxanne mentioned in the beginning is that when you use a word, think whether it is meant to hurt or whether it is meant. Sometimes a word is meant to hurt. If a boy or a person is not obeying, a person has to shout, a mom has to shout, a teacher has to shout. That's when, don't look back, she's right. So that's when it is right to shout, again to control you. Okay, or somebody has lost somebody and is very sad. So you say some words of comfort. Then again, that word reaches that person. So words can be used in many ways. Word can be used to inform. There is no emotion in it. You collect knowledge, you collect information, you just keep storing in your mind. So word can be used as information. And nowadays, lastly, truthful words. In Avasta, they are called Ashubdha Vacha. Truthful words. But they are not much appreciated today. You try to tell a truth to somebody and see what you get in return. Whether it's a child, whether it's a grown-up, whether it's a person who's come to ask you for advice, whether it's a person who's come to give you advice, you speak the truth and I think you lost a friend. So, speaking truth is necessary, but nowadays it's not so much appreciated, but we have to try our best to see that we speak the truth and inform the opposite person. So, finally, coming back to Humata Ukta Varshta. My Hukta, that is my words just now, it has affected your Humata. That is, if it has affected your thought. And then it has motivated you to do Varshta, meaning a good deed, meaning something better. Then the whole circle has completed. Over here, it is not Humata which has given us Hukta and Varshta, but here it is Hukta which has given Humata and Varshta. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Edward Dr. Ramyal Karanjia. May we please request Mr. Kersi Limatwala to present a floral tribute to Edward Ramyal for his unstinted support, encouragement and contribution towards the growth of the SRC since the last 17 years. We now have Mr. Viraf Daruwala, with his team of singers. And with this, we will come to the end of the first part of our program.